to send nothing but love, peace, and happiness your way to all my family, friends, and frenemies too. May the divine watch over you. So, I hope everybody had a great week. We are now on day 5, and I feel very refreshed, delighted. The weather is looking so beautiful down in this area. Just been working hard, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. So, yeah. Just been trying to get everything in order and stay positive and grounded. So, recently I received some information from someone, and basically I feel like I'm being questioned or interrogated, and what I mean by that is, like, when I come to you guys, when I create videos, when I create content, it's not like I'm coming to you guys in a very boastful, arrogant way. I share my opinions because we're all entitled to having our own opinions about certain topics and subjects. So when I'm trying to bring awareness, meaning trying to help people see things from both sides, not just one side, I don't understand why people, particularly exes, want to waste their time and energy trying to knock my effort, trying to rebuttal or debate me. My goal is to be a change agent. And no, I did not go to school for it. No one with a high status appointed me to that position. The only spirit that pointed me to that position is my spirit guides, which connects to my ancestors, which connects to the highest power, or some people say God. But the thing is, I'm not the type that's going to sugarcoat things. I think I live my life, most of my life, receiving sugar-coated information. So this is how I see it. We all have free will. You either take the information I share and apply it, or keep scrolling and find some low vibrational video to watch. See, I know what works for me, and I share because I'm hoping it works for you. I know my blessings. I know that things have totally changed in my life since I decided to go on a spiritual journey. And no, I'm not saying that I have the perfect picture, wealthiest, richest life. I am blessed to have my life, health, and strength. I have not had to go to the hospital, none this year. And I'm still able to do what I need to do to the best of my ability. So, there was even times where I have went to places, like I went to a retreat a few years back, and I had money, but this lady was telling me that her husband did not want to participate in the retreat, and she or they already paid almost $200 to $300 for a position or a spot at that retreat. And so they just came up to me and offered it to me for free. No strings attached, no payback. They just offered it to me for free. And I felt like it was a benefit for me. So, like, I'm telling you, when you are on a high vibration, you really don't have to work hard. You really don't have to be, doing anything illegal or degrading to receive blessings. You just keep your head up. You put in the best that you can spiritually. And now don't get me wrong. Just because you're spiritual does not necessarily mean that you won't do what you need to do. Meaning, if somebody try you, it doesn't mean that you're going to be, let's go and dance in some flowers and hold hands. Sometimes you may have to spit some true hurtful information and knowledge to get somebody to wake up. And as far as, being physical, there's no need for that, because I have seen people really pretty much hurt themselves. You don't really have to go out there and put your hands on anybody, because if somebody sit there and smoke and drink and molly themselves to death, that is pretty much them hurting themselves for you. When somebody is constantly walking around trying to act all hard and tough and want to try everybody they walk across because they feel like, they're the bully of the town, or just because they're from the projects and they got some thug life in them, there are people that will do the work for you. They will take a nigga out for you, and you don't have to lift a finger. You don't even have to speak negative or curse anyone. So I know how the spiritual world works when you change your mindset. Now, I recently posted a video on my Facebook page, and I also put it in my family group chat. Now, mind you, my ex-husband used to be a part of that chat. Well, thought that he decided to go get a new phone, and then once he got a new phone, then I don't have to worry about him being a part of my conversation with my children. Apparently, no. I guess he still managed to, keep his nose in the chat. So the thing is, I always educate my children on information that I feel that's very beneficial, things that I wish I had known. And since I have access to the information, I said, okay, I'm gonna make sure that my kids hear this and know this. And so the video is about this guy, which was basically a commentary that Shola, I think his name's Shola King, he's a comedian. So it's a picture that was sent to Shola King about this guy that had multiple STDs. So, and that was not too much of a shock to me because I know that you can get more than one STD at once, especially if you are sleeping with someone that is reckless and greedy and selfish. So I sent that over to my daughter, and I explained to them that this is one reason why I do not believe in really calling somebody a whore or a thought or a trick or a tramp or anything like that, because you can be hypersexual and be very conservative and really respect your temple and your vagina and your portal. And if you fall in love with someone that comes along with the right words to love bomb you, and if your discernment isn't on point, then 9 out of 10 you can actually risk your body, and then that transfer of energy, which is STDs, which is also sexual transmitted demons, along with whatever else, gonorrhea, syphilis, or whatever else, that can be a problem. And then now that non-sexual, non-hoish type person is now walking around with the side effects of being with somebody that's like that. And I have some experience with that. Not fully, but I do have some experience with that. So I'm saying to myself, okay, why am I receiving a text from my ex telling me that I'm just adding on to the negativity of our Black community? And so I said to myself, only a guilty person would come in and try to knock my intentions, and that is to educate my children. Because my children, they're not really wild. They're very well-rounded. I try to do what I can to keep them to be, in the right head space and to be a little bit more conservative, even though, I'm not saying they're perfect. They have had their moments of partying and participating in some things. But they know how to come back to themselves to the point where they won't be so consumed with the worldly things, or they won't lose themselves in that. Now, I said to myself, why would I get a text saying that I am contributing or basically being negative or not? Okay, so I'm being told that I'm not fact checking that information. And I'm like, why should I have to fact check whether somebody can catch more than one STD when it's apparent that there's a lot of news reporters that talk about it, especially CDC? Like, why do I have to fact check something like that when I know firsthand that is possible? So this is my question, okay? Why would I want to listen to someone that have been very verbally abusive, physically abusive toward me, then turn around and cheat on me, then contaminate me with their other bacteria from other women that they've been messing with, then on top of that, agree to work with me with raising some children, and then they decide to turn their back on me and leave me hanging? Like, what kind of role model is that? But then I'm being told that I'm adding negativity in our Black community when apparently I guess I'm not the only one. If this is what I'm doing is considered negative, that means what my ex did is a whole nother level of negativity. So this is how I see it. When I am trying to point out awareness or maybe somebody's sinful ways or negativity, and somebody is trying to cover it up or gaslight or switch it around, this is what I see. This is what comes to me. I have sympathy for him. I have sympathy for anybody that's like that, because I look at the bloodline. That's how deep I look at the person. Like, even though they're here in the present time and they're acting a straight ass fool, I say to myself, this is nothing but passed down, learned negative behavior. I look at it like this. I imagine a slave owner, right, messing with a young girl, taking advantage of a young girl, preventing her from flourishing, blocking her from moving on to somebody better, something better in life. He is abusing her body, contaminating her mind and her body, pretty much abusing, raping her, doing all kinds of stuff. but then tells her that nobody is perfect, everybody make mistakes, and she needs to get over whatever he did to her. Then she's scared, she's quiet because this is her slave owner. She's dependent on him for shelter, food, because she doesn't know anything else. So then that same slave owner gets around his other family members or partners and tell them that she deserved to be abused. She deserved to be mistreated because she's different, because she has a voice, because she is attractive and she attracts other guys. This is what I see. This is the same type of situation I see today, but in a different form. When I see a man, a grown-ass man, having a meltdown, crashing out, rage baiting, doing all kinds of immature shit, I think about a slave owner that got upset with all the people on the plantation because they wasn't bringing in enough cotton. And so he goes out there and just start whooping everybody's ass to make sure that next time they don't come up short with the cotton bale. And having a temper tantrum and destroying everything and leaving bruises and all kinds of stuff just because he ain't having his way or he ain't meet quota. So that's why I said to myself, I don't know why the spirit team chose me out of all people, because Sagittarius people, folks, especially the ones that's still early on in November, we don't have the patience and tolerance for bullshit. So I'm gonna call it like I see it. And like I said, even if I gotta embarrass myself because of the choices I made out of love, out of maybe loneliness, out of lack, but it only take me a few mess ups to get it together. So like I said, I respect everybody and everybody's choices, but the ones that's lost like I was once upon a time, I'm not here to boast and brag and try to make you feel no type of way. I'm only here to see you flourish, because I feel like the more people that flourish, that's on a different, higher level, the better our world can be. The less I can see depression in our children, the less devious behaviors that I will see in our children. So, like I said, if you feel like I'm bashing you, then you need to go and talk to your ancestors and your spirit guide about it. Because I'm gonna tell you, if I'm doing something wrong, I know for a fact karma will be kicking my ass real bad. Like I said, I do run into mishaps. I do run into challenges in life, but it doesn't take less than a minute, less than a day, maybe a week to fix whatever I'm going through. And that's just how it is. Like I said, recently when I went to Atlanta, I asked Take 5 to look at one of my tires. And when I left out of there, I had 2 tires that was losing air. I don't know what they did, but that's what happened. And I know for a fact that my tires could have blown out on me anytime, driving all the way from Florida all the way up to Atlanta. And then coming, and I didn't even discover it until I left Atlanta and I was halfway close to Florida. So I went to Walmart Auto Center and they told me they found 6 screws in my damn tire. Like, how in the hell I get 6 screws in my tire just going to Take 5, dropping my daughter off to the airport and coming on back? Like, I didn't go anywhere where construction, well, as far as I know. But that's why I know a lot of mishaps happen, but I'm always clear. Like, I always have my spirit team watching and covering me. But then I did say, I have my demonic team too. I just don't entertain them. I don't let them consume me. I know how to pack them away when, for a rainy day. I'll just put it that way. Because if somebody's out to get me, they already gonna be on it. They're gonna be like, oh snap, I got a job to do. We got a job to do. Because they love to get into stuff. So, like I said, I've been through a lot of mishaps. Money, people come up to me, they bless me with things. Like I told you a couple of years back, a bill took half of my grocery monies. I didn't even know how I was gonna cover the grocery. And it was well over $60. And somebody came up and covered it. No strings attached. I was in another situation where I recently was pulled over by the police officer. Now, mind you, my insurance got to be renewed. They sat there and looked through all my shit, and they just gave me a warning and told me next time, make sure I turn my lights on before I come out of the parking lot. Because normally I just, turn it on when I get on the road. So I'm not trying to boast and brag about my blessings, but I'm like, this is not just for me. You can get them. You can get the blessings too. You just got to forgive your bloodline. You got to acknowledge them. You got to love your deceased ones because they've been contaminated with a lot of European bullshit, a lot of things that was passed down in the bloodline that they didn't mean to learn and pick up, but it was just, it is what it is. Just like today, we didn't mean to just be hooked on, you know, social media. It was just a thing. It is just right now the thing to do. But at the end of the day, you know, we got to know how to not abuse it and let it consume us and cause us to make poor choices. You know what I mean? Like constantly watching negative information, like letting the news channel put fear in you all the time, or letting all these like reality TV shows and about these, you know, divas going out there, you know, not having any kind of integrity and always trying to be loud and fight and cause a scene. Like that's the thing to do. So we have a lot of cleaning up to do in our society, and it's not going. One person can't do it. You already seen Jesus came down here. That's what they say he did, and he tried to make some changes, and bullshit still going on. Dr. Martin Luther King tried to break up all the racism and prejudice situation. Bullshit still going on with that. So it takes more than one person with a strong voice and the right mindset to make a change. But like I said, changes bring in blessings. Now I'm not saying you ain't gonna have no hard time, but it toughens up your skin. You will have to walk around with tough skin, but you got to know your limits. So I know we all want to be successful, because I know I want to be successful. I just want to be successful. I just want to be successful. All right. So holla at me. Peace out.